What's up guys, in this video I'm going to be going over routing in regards to the Reason Rack plugin. This is Reason in a VST, which is really cool. We have Reason tightly integrated into Ableton Live or any other DAW, but in this case it's Ableton Live. It's a really exciting time and it's a good move. We had something like this before with Rewire, which was DAW to DAW communication. In terms of its audio and MIDI and things like that. You could do stuff, but it was kind of like, how does it work? And if you wanted to like send the project file to someone else, like good luck with that. It was a way to get kind of, real-time audio and sequence out and you go back and forth, but now it's like very tightly integrated. And it kind of tickles my brain because we have Ableton Live and then we have Ableton Live hosting a VST, which is made by Steinberg, who makes Cubase, and then we have Reason within that. So it's like three coming together, which is kind of neat. But anyway, Reason is famous for its routing, flipping things around and patching things and moving cables. It's famous for that. So you would want to understand how to get those channels out of a VST. We think of a VST of just having just one output, but you can do a lot with, multi-out kind of things and process them further. So this is Kong, and I'll just drop in maybe a deep house. Yeah, something like that. That volume up there, double click to get a MIDI clip in there, and let's just drag in some sort of something. And I'll hit play. Something like that. Yeah. Something like that. Cool. Yep. And then, yeah, something like that in the end there. Okay. Okay, we got something there. That kick right there is a little bit too loud. Bring the pitch up. Okay, so let's go over how the routing kind of works out of the box. I keep on pressing tab because I'm used to that. We're going to flip the rack around. So we have Kong, which accepts MIDI and spits it out. And that's what we're hearing. But it's fed into this I/O device. And this I/O device is something that you can't get rid of it. Like you can with this, it's always there. And this is the way for the VST to talk. This is a way for Reason to talk to the DAW and the DAW to talk to the VST in terms of audio. We have audio in, two stereo channels, main and sidechain. Main is, you'll see it in a second when we do the output from, we can actually send audio to the VST in terms of routing in Ableton Live. I can't speak for other DAWs, but that's basically how that occurs. And then the sidechain is this built-in drop-down thing, which is new in VST 3. This kind of streamlines the sidechain, because you do a lot of sidechaining in production. I don't know if you know that. So it just kind of streamlines that. So we have 1, 2, and 3, and 4. So just different ways of routing, which is pretty neat. So that's all well and good for the audio in, but then we have this audio out, which is 32 channels. This is 16 stereo channels, right? So it's really exciting in order to get audio out of this. I'm going to show you how to do that. So by default, audio is, from the audio out of Kong into the main. This says main, by the way. This is the main output. So when you think of like a VST output, this is kind of what you are hearing directly after this point. It's called that because it's just kind of called that. All these other ones are essentially like auxiliary outputs. So I'm going to show you how to get in touch with those. Let's set up something so we have, I guess, some sort of parallel effect thing going on. I really like the pulverizer. So there's the pulverizer here. And what does it look like? What does it sound like? Well, it automatically routes the audio out of Kong into the input of the pulverizer, and the output is sent back out to main, and that works quite well. Let's give it a play. Just setting some stuff up there. Don't want to compress it that much. Okay, cool. So there's that. Kong is going into pulverizer, and it's just how it automatically does it, so it just goes like top to bottom. And that works out quite well, and that's very Reason-like. If we wanted to have access to Kong by itself and then pulverizer by itself within Ableton Live, we have to actually route things a little bit differently. So I will basically, take out main there, and then get the main audio out of there. So how it works with the cable management is if you hook left up to left, right, of anything, it will automatically loop the other cable in, right? It's very, very cool. If you do anything else, it will not do that. So then you know, oh, I have it reversed. Sometimes you want to have the cables reversed because, certain kinds of delay effects, you can swap them around and you can get a really neat kind of stereo image thing, depending on what you're feeding into it. But let's actually just remove that there. I need to do a little bit of kind of, I guess, splitting. So I have my main Kong instrument here. I'm just going to drop in another effect as well. Let's go effect. Let's go maybe retro transformer. Neat. I like that one. And if we flip it around, it automatically kind of chains it in with the initial one before it, which is pretty cool. We don't need that though. I'll just take that out. All right, so I need to have Kong here, the output being split. So how would I do that? I will just go add device, go into utilities, and we will see Spider, Audio, Merger, and Splitter. And this will essentially split the audio. So there's two here, two sides. We have the merger side, which takes all of these, and then merges them into one. And then we have the splitter, which will split 1 into 4. And you can have like as many of these as you want, and you get a really cool effect. I actually want to have Kong split into multiple. So I'll take left and then left. So left and like top to bottom, left is at the top, right is at the bottom, left and right, left is on the left, right is on the right. Should be, pretty easy. Kaboom. Already, automatically got that second one in there. So yeah, we can actually split, boom, all these into the input and the output there. And that's really neat. I really enjoy that. So let's take it another step further. We'll just get another effect there, maybe an echo, right? And it automatically connects that to the top one. I actually want that. That's pretty cool. And yeah, we'll just kind of leave that like so. So I'm going to collapse that. So we have output, and then we have output here, the pulverizer and the echo, right? Output and output. And then we have, the output of this. Let's create another one, right? I want the main out to go, the main out of Kong to go into the main out right here. So I'll just go into an adjacent Spider Audio output and then have left to left, boom, boom, right? So now we will hear the Kong effect going on. We don't hear that pulverizer sound. Let's get the output of the pulverizer into 3 and 4. Right, so left, boom, boom, and then the echo from the transformer here, left to left, boom, boom. See? So now we have 3 stereo outputs potentially, and we should all hear them kind of separately. So how do you have access to all these? There's no split way to do like what's going on here. You do it like this. So I'm going to group this, and this is going to be my reason group. Let's call it reason. And then this one right here has the VST and it has the audio. And we're hearing a bunch of stuff put together. We actually don't want that. We want to actually create the chains ourselves. So I'll open that back up again and I'll flip it around. Right. So things are named, right? The spider audio is what we're hearing, which is essentially the split signal. Okay, that makes sense. Pulverizer is 3 and 4, and the warm echo is 5 and 6, but they're all kind of going to main. We don't want that. We'll just turn those all off. This is just something that I do. Turn them all off, and we won't hear them anymore. But they still want to come out, it seems. Let's explore this. How we talk to the reason rack, VST, is through this way. So we're going to create a new audio track here, and we're going to go audio from, boom. We have 4 reason rack plugin, which is the name of this right here. Corresponds with that, boom. And I'll just make this a little bit wider so we can see. We have post mixer. Click on that drop down menu, and here are all the tracks. It's like magic, right? So let's go 3 and 4, which would be a refresher. Yeah, 3 and 4, which would be the pulverizer. We'll have that on. We'll select in, and we'll solo it. Right, we're hearing the pulverizer, just the pulverizer, nothing else from that 3 and 4 channel, right? So the output is going to 3 and 4. Makes sense. Let's duplicate that, and I'll just collapse those a little bit. And yeah, this will be 5 and 6, which will be the warm echo. After this gentleman here, let's go radio. The neat little phaser effect there. So now these are all separate. Going out, we can see 5, 6, 3, 4. Where's 1 and 2? Well, 1 and 2 is essentially automatically what you hear from the VST. By default, I guess main out would be coming out here without any settings. In order to select 1 and 2 in Ableton Live, at least, you just select pre-effects, right? So pre-effects is taking audio from this point, like right after the VST. If we had another VST in there, the Reason Rack plugin effect, right, it would still take audio from this point. If we had this set to post effect, it would take the audio from this point here after this. So understand pre and post effect listenage. So yeah, this is essentially, you know, multiple audio outs from Reason. So let's look at this again. All right, so we have all this stuff here. Let's just cut that device, and then cut that device there, and then we'll just cut this one. Okay, so we have Kong here by itself. It's lonely, nothing's hooked up. It's a blank, I guess, workplace thing. I'm not sure where my brain went there. I was going to try to figure out some sort of joke. But let's kind of break things up into something called combinators. Combinators are really useful, and they're really neat. So we'll just combine. So what a combinator is it's just a way to essentially have everything in one container. So, you know, routing can be done within it in varying degrees, and you know, no cables will be automatically put together. And then you can save these, and it works out quite well. Let's look at some fun stuff that we can do. So typically in my videos, I like to kind of explain how to do things, and then I kind of go on to doing something in a I guess more kind of fun way. just for those that want to follow along and explore. So let's do that. So on the back of this Kong drum designer here, what we were looking at, we have these multiple outs here, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So what can we do with these? We can actually route things out independently. We don't have to send all the drum hits into one thing. We can have it kind of separate. So let's kind of do that. We get a distortion in there, and I don't want the main out there. I want 3 and 4. Just 3 and 4. And then the output, let's actually set up some sort of a mixer. So mixers are super useful. They allow us to mix, and it automatically hooked it up, so the master out goes into the from devices, right? So this black part here, this darker gray part as opposed to this part, is what things kind of connect to, right? In and out, right? It makes sense. And this up here is kind of how it connects to the outside world. So everything here is kind of contained within it. Hope that makes sense. So let's get the 3 and 4. Let's actually see what's routed into that. I will go to, let's see here. I'll open this up here and let's see where things are routed. So I have this kick here and can't necessarily hear it because it's sent to nothing's actually hooked up, but I know I want to send this to, let's say, output 3 and 4, right? So this Kong here is just a self-contained unit with output. So output 3 and 4 as opposed to the master, it'll just go to 3 and 4. And let's take a look at that. 3 and 4 goes into Scream 4, and then the output will go into the mixer in 1 and 2, right? And then we'll flip that around, and then this will be, the fuzz kick there. Let's give that a play. Actually, we need to hook this up to, we'll go main. Right? We're essentially not hearing anything else. I'm going to actually move this over to there, right? So now it's at 2, and I want the main out to go into channel 1. So everything else that's not being sent to anything will go to the channel 1. So now, right? And yeah, maybe we'll just tone down that a little bit. All right, so we have that clap. Just as an example, that clap is master effect out. This is out 3, 4. Maybe I can go 5, 6, right? And I'll flip that guy around. And 5, 6 will have it go out to, let's say, maybe let's go reverb. Why not? So now things automatically routed themselves that way, and that's not something that I typically enjoy. So what I do is I just kind of create it outside of the Combinator, and I'm sure there's a shortcut. All the shortcuts I'm not really familiar with, but yeah, I'll just drag that out and then I'll put that in. Boom. Okay, so Scream 4, where were we? We were 5, 6, audio input, boom, boom, and then the output, we'll have it 3, 4. Or just channel 3, I should say. Right, so this is where the clap will be. And I need to actually, now the 5, 6, 3, 4, 5, 6, yeah. I have that. Oh, did I disconnect something? I totally didn't. Or did I? No. Oh, did I disconnect that from Scream? No, I didn't. Oh, yeah, the output is no longer doing that. Okay. All right. So something going on there is the clap. We don't necessarily have any kind of ability to. There's no ability to kind of control the wet dry. I mean, there is, but let's say I wanted to do that in a different way. I could essentially flip this around, and what I'll do is I'll just add in a utility, which would be the merger and splitter for audio, and I'll drag that in, and let's go audio input, go there, left, right, like so, and then the output will be split from there, and then this will be the wet dry kind of separation, right? So now, and then what's really cool is I can pan and do all sorts of fun things with that. As an example. Right, and this is in a combinator. So what I can do is I can actually make another combinator effect, or yeah, I'll just make another combinator effect. I'll flip that around, and that automatically goes to 3 and 4, which makes sense. And you know, you can totally do that, or you can have it as I guess a send. So I have an aux from the main mixer here. So we can start routing things into, you know, the combi input. And I'll just kind of close these friends here. And we can get like a lot of cables. And it's actually really cool to get a lot of cables. I really enjoy seeing things that do that. So this is the utility of the combi effects here. Let's go, yeah, we'll just drop in an echo, and then I'll drop in some sort of reverb there just for fun, and then I can kind of feed things in to those with this mixer here. And yeah, it's a fun way to go about doing things. So that is being sent out 3 and 4. And it's a little bit quiet because it's kind of, yeah, we need the sends to be a little bit loud. But yeah, you get the idea there. That sounds dope. Right, and this is all within the routing. So hope you guys enjoyed that video. I hope you learned stuff. Take care and have a good one.